Welcome, everybody. I'm Miss Nesper, and this year I'm teaching 7th and 8th grade course. So if you're watching this, you might be in 7th grade, you might be in 8th grade, and that's okay because you both belong here. So I'm excited that you're here. Hi, everybody. Here's my face. Here I am in my classroom that feels extremely empty without you here. I was really hoping that I would get to meet you in person, but clearly coronavirus is not really on our side with this. So I just want to say welcome to Nesperland. Woo! It is something that is somewhat of an inside joke that I use with my 8th graders, but it has developed into, of course, this amazing world in which I am the President Nesby here, and dictatorial leader as well, because it's not really democracy in a class. But this is my world, and it is a world of silly. It is a world of fun, and I really hope that you guys are excited to be here because I'm really excited that you're here with me. We're going to do a lot this year. This year, it's my 18th year teaching. Can you believe it? 18th year. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. How could this youthful, amazing woman be so young looking but have been teaching for so long? It's true. I actually started teaching very, very young. I went to Fresno State as an undergrad, and I studied world history, and I loved world history. I loved reading about and learning about the far-off civilizations in the Eastern Hemisphere. I loved learning about the Renaissance and the Reformation. I loved learning about cultures that I'd never even known existed. I loved learning about wars. I loved learning about all of it. And I really got into the cultures of Mesoamerica, which would be the Aztec, Incas, and Mayas. And I also really just kind of got into how all of this kind of worked together as a whole. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I thought to myself, I have to figure out how to make this my job. And so I decided when I graduated, I would be a teacher. So I went to San Jose State, got my teaching credential, and then I started teaching when I was 22, almost 23. And then a couple years later, I went back to get my master's in U.S. history because I couldn't get enough of the history. So I went and studied U.S. history because I'd been teaching it for a few years and really found a lot of interesting and wonderful things about that as well. So I am extremely well versed in history. I love history, but don't let that love of history get misconstrued. I love English just as much. I love to read. I love to encourage people to write. I myself am not a great creative writer, but we'll get to that. After I finished all my degrees and been teaching a while, I did start having children. I have 2 kids, actually 3 kids if you count the furry one. I have Landon, who's 8, and he's starting 3rd grade at Argonaut this year, and Evan is starting kinder at Argonaut. And that furry baby on the left, that is my baby Bree. She is so adorable. She just doesn't know how to not be adorable. So that's my brood of kids at my house. And this year, I need us to focus on what matters. I need us to realize that this is not the normal way of having school, and that's okay. We are in a global pandemic, and this is something that I hope that we will never experience again in our lifetimes. And we have to really think about staying healthy. We need to make sure that we are protecting our bodies from this virus, that we don't know how it's going to affect us. We need to make sure that we take care of our mental health. This is a really challenging time in our existence. It is what we call a collective trauma that while we're in it, we may not feel a lot different necessarily all the time, but there's a lot that we're dealing with whether we realize it or not. I struggle with anxiety, and I want you guys to make sure that if you're feeling anxious or upset about things, that you understand that I understand. I know that this is a really tough time. So we need to make sure our physical and mental health are really on point. So if you ever have issues, please talk to me. I'm willing to listen and help you through things if you need. Third, I want us to really focus on making connections with one another. One of the most upsetting things about this is that we can't really be around other people. So it's important for us to have connections with each other. And finally, once you are healthy and happy, then you're going to be much more likely to learn and grow. And I'm going to be your guide on that journey. So I hope that you are okay with that. So things are going to look a little different in order to make sure we take care of all those things. And finally, I just want to say, in Nesperland, We're going to take care of this. We've got this. And if there's anything I need to do to help you succeed, let me know. All right? It's great to see you, and I can't wait to see you in person on Monday. All right, that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed my little slideshow. I look forward to meeting you and learning all about you as well. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Bye.